So just a couple weeks ago, this perennial bed behind me here was a hot mess. It was overgrown, it was neglected, and I was going to be hosting a baby shower for my middle daughter, Brady, who's expecting her second child in August. We're very excited. This is grandbaby number 3 for me. So I was having this party out in the back deck, and we don't spend a lot of time out here, so that's why this was so neglected. So I went to my community, Gardeners Growing Together, and I threw some pictures into the chat and I said, hey guys, I need your help. What can I do to clean up this perennial bed quickly and get it kind of looking half decent before my party? And part of the problems I had was it was overgrown with some alfalfa. That's something that kind of works its way into our yard here because we are farmers. We have alfalfa growing out in the fields. And once it gets established somewhere, if you don't, pull it out quickly, the root system is, I don't know, 10 feet into the ground. And I wish I would have had a picture of what it looked like full grown before my husband got in there and just whacked it away with the weed whacker, which, didn't really solve the problem. It was just going to grow back. So one of my community members, said, smother out that plant if you can, use some plastic, use cardboard, cover it up, and try to kill off those roots. So that's what I did. I rolled out some black landscaping fabric that I had in that area. I put a nice thick layer of wood chips because I have a nice stash of those, and that's all I'm doing to it for now. Just it kind of masks the problem. Hopefully it'll be killing off those nasty roots, and this fall when they've died back, maybe I can cut into that fabric a little bit, put in some more perennials. The other area of this bed here was full of weeds and neglected. I have had a cornflower plant and some creeping thyme that comes back every year. Obviously it can handle the abuse and neglect. It comes back every year. So a lot of people in the community gave me some great suggestions of hardy perennials that will survive my cold winters here in Zone 3 Saskatchewan. I was able to pick up some perennials at a cheap price at my big box store that I planted in here. I actually found a few perennials growing wild in my yard, some yarrow and some gardenia. I got to look that word up and then I'll put it on the screen, that were growing just randomly in my yard. So I dug them up, got them going down in here now. We're giving it a good watering and hopefully those will catch, come back next year. So then to just finish off the look of this flower bed, to make it look finished, I have a nice pile of rocks that I've imported years ago. We don't have rocks naturally in my yard here. We are in a sand pit. So I have this pile of rocks that I, use here and there in my yard. And whenever I create a new flower bed or take down a flower bed, these rocks just get piled up for whenever they are needed again. So I pulled them in, made a nice border around this flower bed. My husband brought in some small gravel to kind of cover up the edging of the plastic. Throw a few deer horns or, a skull on there. We have no end of those here as well because my husband is a shed hunter and a hunter. That's the kind of decor that we use when we need to. It's free. It's, it's not for everybody, but, if you have some, garden ornaments and pretty rocks, those kind of things, when you don't have the flowers yet or you're just starting it, they make a nice decor in your flower beds. So as you can see, the alfalfa is already starting to creep up through the rocks in between these big ones and the gravel here. So some more weed control is going to have to happen here to kind of keep this alfalfa at bay. So that's how mine ended up. It was looking good by the time the party came last weekend. And again, I just want to thank my community for, helping me out. This is what I love about our Gardeners Growing Together community is anybody can join. It's free. You can go into the chat, ask questions, read what people are talking about, share pictures, just learn from each other, share with each other, and just grow together. So if you haven't already done so, go to the link below. It's on the Skool app, which is something similar to a Facebook or Instagram. If you haven't joined it before, it will ask you a few quick questions to join the Skool platform. And then from there, you can head to Gardeners Growing Together and join our community. So again, I hope you enjoyed watching my quick makeover video here on my neglected perennial bed. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit that like button. We'll see you on the next video.